Hello students. In the previous chapter, we have learned how human beings reproduce by giving birth to babies. But it is to be noted that human being can do so only after a certain age. This is because the reproductive system start working only after a certain age. In this chapter, we will learn about these changes that takes place in a human body, making them capable of reproduction. Your chapter is reaching the age of adolescence. Now, what are adolescents? What is adolescent age? We will discuss all about in this chapter. Students, you know that growth is a natural phenomenon of all living things. From the day a baby is born, is begin to grow. And the various stages of growth in humans are infancy, birth to 2 years, childhood 2 years to 10 years, adolescence 10 years to 18 years, and adulthood 18 years and above. And during adolescence, the body undergoes changes leading to reproductive maturity. Around this time, they are also called teenagers, and during this period, there is a visible physical differentiation in the body of boys and girls. Puberty is the time when a child's body starts turning into an adult's body and attain sexual maturity. When an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity, puberty ends. So first of all, we will define adolescence, the period of life when the body undergoes different changes leading to reproductive maturity is called adolescence. And adolescence starts at the age of 18 and lasts up to 19 years. Adolescents are also known as teenager. Puberty, the age of change in which changes in the human body during adolescence is known as puberty. And most of the changes occur during this phase. Changes at puberty. Some changes occurred during puberty. These are increase in height, change in body shape, voice change, increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland, development of sex organs, reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity. So first of all, we will discuss increase in height. The change in height of a person is the noticeable change during puberty, and there is a sudden increase in height due to the elongation of long bones of the legs and arms. And two factors determine the height of a boy and a girl's. Their genes they inherit from their parents and the kind of food they eat during this period. And that's why it's important to eat nutritional food during adolescent age. The second one is change in body shape. Change in body shape during puberty, we can notice changes in the body shapes at certain places. And the changes are different in boys and girls. In boys, shoulder become broader and the chest become wider. They become more muscular, and in girls, hips gain weight and the region below the waist become wider, and the development of the breast also begins during this period. Voice change. We know the voice is produced by the larynx or the voice box. At puberty, the voice box or the larynx begins to grow. Boys develops larger voice box. The growing voice box in boys can be seen from outside in the neck, and this protruding part of the throat is called Adam's apple. And in girls, the larynx or the voice is hardly visible from outside because of its small size, and girls have a high pitched voice whereas the boys have low pitched or deep voice. Increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland. In human beings, the skin has two important glands. These are sweat and sebaceous. Sweat gland produce sweat and the sebaceous glands produce oil or sebum, which keep the skin oily. And during puberty, due to increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands, the secretion of sweat and oil increases. Adolescents get acne and pimple on the face at this time due to the increased secretion of these glands, and these pimple on the face make the adolescent more self-conscious adolescent can sometimes they get worried about their skin problems or other problems, so they should not be worried. All these are, this stage is a mental and intellectual as well as emotional changes. And these are the natural part of the adolescence period, and there is no reason for adolescent like you to worry or to feel insecure. So adolescents should learn to cope with the stress caused by these changes. They should not lose confidence or develop anxiety over small issues. They should not be lonely, and they may take guidance from their parents and teacher who would be very happy to help them. The secondary sexual characters. We have learned in the previous chapter that testes and ovaries are primary sexual characters which help to distinguish the male from the female. And we have now learned that certain physical changes take place in adolescents. These physical changes are visible in both males and females. So the feature which help to distinguish the male from the females are called secondary sexual character. And the secondary sexual characters in humans are: in males, hair grows under the armpit and in pubic region between the thighs. Hair also grow on other part of the body like chest and face. Mustaches and beard appear in males. Body become more muscular due to the development of muscles. Voice become deepens because of the prominent Adam's apple. Chest and shoulder broadens, increased stature. Adult males are taller than adult female on an average, and heavier skull and bone structure. Testes produce sperms, and all these changes in adolescent boy are brought about by the secretion of male hormone known as testosterone. And in females, hair grows under armpit and pubic region. Ovaries start to release eggs or ova, and menstrual cycle or monthly period starts. In female, we will discuss the menstrual cycle in detail. In female, we have just discussed in our previous chapter, there are two ovaries, and these two ovaries produced egg. They produced egg, one egg or ovum, which is released once in every 28 to 30 days. And this process of the release of mature ovum or a mature egg is called ovulation. And during the period of 28 to 30 days, the wall of the uterus become thick. It will become thick, and it has high blood vessel to receive the egg. And if the fertilization takes place, then the zygote begins to develop. When the eggs get fertilized, fertilized by the sperm, this result in pregnancy. And if the egg is not fertilized, then it result the uterus wall, it result in the bleeding, and the lining of the uterus wall with blood vessels breaks down and passes out of the vagina with the unfertilized egg, resulting in bleeding. This is called menstruation, and menstruation occurs for 4 to 5 days after every 28 to 30 days. And the beginning of the menstruation at puberty is called the menarche. It is the first menstrual flow, and in the beginning of menstrual cycle it may be irregular, but after some time it become regular. And menstruation stops at the age of 45 to 50 years. The permanent stoppage of the menstruation is called menopause, and after menopause woman is not able to give birth to the babies. So there is a home assignment for you. Define the term adolescent and puberty. Why do some adolescents get pimples or acne on their face? What changes occurred in a person during puberty? Define sexual characters. List 3 sexual characters seen in boys and girls. Distinguish between menarche and menopause. Thank you.